It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Light to moderate snow with locally higher amounts will develop over parts of the Great Lakes, Central Appalachians, and Northeast. Winter weather advisories and warnings are over parts of the upper Midwest. Light rain over parts of the Northwest. Close at home, dry weather will continue with generally light winds and well above average temperatures. For Christmas Day, sunny and warm. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. First up, breaking news. Christmas Day is Wednesday. I figured I'd bring that to your attention because if you're anything like me, you haven't even started shopping yet. The Alamo Senior Center is having an ugly sweater contest. That's happening this Friday. Voting is happening at noon at the Alamo Senior Center dining room. Contact the Senior Center for more details. The Alamogordo Public Schools Student Nutrition Program presents the 2024 Winter Break Drive-Thru Meal Distribution. That's happening this Saturday from 10 until 1 at the Alamogordo High School. Meals are for all children aged 1 to 18. The child does not have to be present. Each child will receive 10 breakfasts and 10 lunches. These are shelf-stable, snack-like 5-component meals available while supplies last. The Alamo Senior Center presents a Christmas light tour. That's happening on Monday from 4 until 8. Now, dinner is at your own cost. It'll be at McDonald's. And you get to tour around Alamogordo to look at the Christmas lights. Space is limited, $5 a seat. Sign up at the front desk at the Alamo Senior Center if you want to go. Please be advised that the construction work for all entrances to Monte Vista Cemetery will begin simultaneously on Monday, January 6th. Be advised, effective January 6th of 2025, the Otero County Administration will transition to a 4-day work week. This change will allow for extended public service hours. The following departments at the administration office will be impacted by the adjustment: purchasing, finance, legal, human resources, county manager, and healthcare services. The new operating hours will be Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's at 1101 New York Avenue. Well, today is Friday. That means we get a cat chat from Kitty City.
Merry Catmas. This is Kathy Denton from Kitty City, and welcome to this week's edition of Cat Chat. In previous Cat Chats, I've mentioned that there has been a steady intake of kittens even after the official kitten season normally ended. Many of these adorable kittens are now available and ready for adoption. From a litter of 4 kittens we called our Constellation Kitties, there is one remaining for adoption. Her name is Gemini, and she is a real gem. She is 14 weeks old, orange tabby with a sweet face that makes a true cat lover's heart melt. Gemini has had her initial booster, distemper, and vaccinations. Kitty City took in a kitten that was rescued by a Good Samaritan in one of the La Luz canyons. He had been putting out food and water and was successful in trapping the kitty. We named him Lord Farquaad, who was the ruler of the kingdom of Dalk from the Shrek movies. We estimated Lord Farquaad to be about 14 weeks old, and although he was alone and considered feral, he is much more scared than feral. He's a handsome orange and white tabby and has already accepted being picked up and petted. He responds well to being spoken to softly, and we believe that Lord Farquaad will have lots of attention and affection to give his new home. A litter of all black kittens graced Kitty City and their foster home with their presence. There were 4 males and 1 female. The boys looked so much alike that the only way to avoid confusion as to which kitty was who was to put on different collars with different colors and their names on the collars. Anyway, they are all delightful. The boy and girl are already adopted. 3 of the remaining kittens are Austin, Archie, and Ace. They are 10 weeks old and are sweet, playful, and entertaining. They've had their vaccinations. And finally, we have a cute little Kiki, a gray female short-haired tabby. At 12 weeks old, she is every bit a pistol full of pep and vinegar. Kiki has had a distemper vaccination and a booster. These kitties would like nothing better to be in a forever home for Christmas and the center of attention. They will be at the White Sands Mall tomorrow, Saturday, December 21, at Kitty City's final adoption event of the year. Kitty City will have cats and kittens available for their forever home, and Alamogordo Animal Control will have puppies and dogs ready for their forever home. Make this Christmas bright for a cat or dog by becoming their forever family. Kitty City Christmas Special is 2 cats or kittens for the price of 1, and Alamogordo Animal Control has a price of $50 per dog with a spay and neuter and vaccinations already paid. Kitty City Christmas Special is 2 cats or kittens for the price of 1, and Alamogordo Animal Control has a price of $50 per dog with a spay or neuter and vaccinations already paid. See you at the White Sands Mall tomorrow, December 21, to find your forever friend and give your cat or dog a Christmas home. This has been Kathy Denton with this week's edition of Cat Chat. I'll be talking with you next week from Kitty City, NM. Kitty City and you. No one loves them better. Meowie Christmas.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
A total of 37 illegal migrants were apprehended on Sunday, December 15th, and they were found hidden inside of a tractor-trailer during a routine inspection at the I-25 checkpoint. Agents reported hearing movement near the rear door of the trailer and observed individuals trying to crouch behind freight. The individuals were from various countries, including Guatemala, Mexico, Cuba, El Salvador, and Ecuador. They were taken into custody and transported to the Central Processing Center for further processing under Title VIII. Border Patrol says during fiscal year 2024, the El Paso sector agents disrupted 24 tractor-trailer smuggling events, with 387 migrants found. So far in fiscal 2025, they disrupted 4 tractor-trailers and apprehended 97. New Mexico State Police arrested a man who they say fled from law enforcement, assaulted an officer, and attempted to take an officer's gun. This incident began on December 12th, when police responded to a single vehicle crash on I-25 in Sandoval County. When officers arrived, they found a vehicle that had crashed into the center median divider. State police found the driver, 22-year-old Andy Gonzalez Perez. He fled on foot. When they finally caught up to him, he said he ran because he believed he had a warrant, and then he also admitted to using fentanyl shortly before the crash. Gonzalez Perez was taken to the hospital for injuries from the crash, and that's when police said he tried to escape custody, which led to a short chase. During that time, Gonzalez Perez assaulted the police officer multiple times and tried to take his handgun from the holster. The officer and the hospital staff were able to detain Gonzalez Perez, and the officer did suffer minor injuries as a result of the altercation. Gonzalez Perez was booked into the Sandoval County Detention Center, and he's been charged with a laundry list. Here it goes. Possession of a stolen motor vehicle, driving while under the influence of drugs, reckless driving, resisting and evading an officer, 2 counts, leaving the scene of an accident, no driver's license. Oh, wait, there's more. Failure to yield right away to oncoming vehicles, battery upon a peace officer, escape from custody from a peace officer, attempt to commit a felony, and assault on a peace officer. Yesterday, a judge decided 49-year-old Janine Jaramillo will spend decades behind bars for lying to police and causing that crash which killed 2 first responders. Before we talk about the sentencing, we'll give her a chance to talk about how sorry she is.
I'd like to say I'm sorry to the family with all my heart. If I could take back that day, I would. I made bad choices. I was on drugs and I was drinking, but I also have my family.
And that makes it all better. Last week, a jury found Jaramillo guilty on all counts. That includes 2 counts of first-degree murder for the deaths of Santa Fe officer Robert Duran and retired Las Vegas firefighter Frank Lovato. On March 2nd of 2022, Jaramillo called 911, claiming her boyfriend kidnapped her at knife point. That led to a high-speed chase throughout Santa Fe and eventually led them to I-25, and she began driving the wrong way. In court yesterday, several families shared how this day changed their lives forever. All of the families, including Jaramillo's and her fiancé, gave statements. Judge Mary Marlowe Summer began to recount how she understood what happened on March 2nd, but then Jaramillo did this.
Did you plead for mercy for your depraved actions? No, you lied. I am talking.
I was trying to get on the freeway the right way. I was trying to get on the freeway the right way.
I am sentencing you. I am making observations, and you may not interrupt me.
Never said she was intelligent. Jaramillo is going to be spending the next 60 years behind bars. Summer gave her life for each count of first-degree murder, and those are going to be served consecutively. Some of the lesser charges will be served altogether. So what is she now, 49 plus 60? She'll be 109 when she gets out? Yeah, her life is over. The New Mexico Department of Justice released a 70-page report on their investigation into how NMSU handled hazing and sexual assault incidents during the men's basketball program of 2022-23. The report found that student safety programs in place failed to protect student athletes, and there was a toxic culture pervasive throughout the program that helped ferment the misconduct. The NMDOJ's investigation was launched in response to incidents during that season where 3 former NMSU men's basketball players, Kim Aiken Jr., Dr. Bradley, and DeShondre Washington, were charged with multiple felony sex crimes targeting at least 4 teammates and 2 student managers. The charges against Aiken Jr. and Bradley have since been dropped after they accepted a plea deal. Meanwhile, Washington awaits his trial, scheduled for February. The report laid out several findings, including a toxic locker room culture, an absence of oversight by key athletic department personnel, and a systemic lack of priority given to hazing prevention measures. Former NMSU men's basketball head coach Greg Heyer, who led the team at the time, and his staff were subsequently fired after these hazing allegations came to light. The program was shut down for the remainder of the season. Sean Sullivan, a special counsel with the NMDOJ, spoke with KFOX.
The lack of oversight was very apparent as it relates to Greg Heyer and his staff. There were multiple instances of individual student athletes that raised issues with coaches that weren't affirmatively addressed. And then there were systems that simply weren't in place.
Sullivan said student athletes at the time really didn't even know who made up the senior leadership in NMSU's athletic department, so they could go and make reports. Since those incidents, NMSU has made progress, but Sullivan notes there's still work to be done. A New Mexico-based astronomer is working to answer the oldest questions about the universe, thanks to multiple grants from NASA. Daniel Correa began his PhD in Sweden in 2012 and conducted postdoctorate work in Iowa before coming to New Mexico State University this past fall. Correa came to NMSU with grants from NASA totaling around $1 million over the next 4 years. One of those grants is going to fund a study about the formation of planets around other stars, titled Giant Planets in the First Million Years. The second grant is going to fund a study on the early solar system. The funding will not only support Carrera's research, but also a graduate student assistant and 2 senior scientists who are also going to contribute. Sports and weather are coming up next. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 44 games for New Mexico girls basketball today, including Cliff at Hondo and Logan at Mescalero. 49 games for New Mexico varsity basketball, and that includes Chaparral at Gadsden, and Cliff heads to Hondo. Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow. Your high today in the basin, 61, low tonight of 38, high tomorrow, 65 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, winds gusting up to 13 miles per hour, mostly clear tonight, winds gusting up to 14, sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 14 miles per hour. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 48, low tonight of 29, wind chills are going to make it feel like it's 22, high tomorrow, 52 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and you can learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes this Friday edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.